Welcome to your region this week. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons and Andy is away. In this episode, a look at how waste collection is changing in the region of Waterloo and what you need to know about the cart-based collection. And support local. This powerful statement extends to the podcaster world. Details ahead. But first, the countdown is on for this year's Apple Fest in St. George. For those who don't know, St. George is a village located between Cambridge and Brantford.
September 20th and 21st this year will be St. George Apple Fest, our 41st year. Lots of entertainment all day long, both days. We have a licensed beer garden. We have quite a large children's area that will include a petting zoo, a canine dog show, and a reptile show, which is new for us this year. St. George is a very unique village. It's a Victorian village. You'll get lots of great architecture if you're into that. One of our biggest buildings in the town is notorious for doing filming for Handmaid's Tale and Murdoch Mysteries. Our main street has been used for several Hallmark films, so you might recognize some of the buildings in town. But most of all, that weekend, it will be Apple Fest. One of the things you want to remember is admission is free, parking is free.
There's numerous places you can park in town. There's going to be some shuttle that we're going to be supplying from the two major parking spots on Highway 5. The other ones are right behind you that we're going to park in there and park in another one up here off number 5, which is walkable. But the ones that are not walkable, there's going to be shuttles available for people to go back and forth. Just to come and enjoy. That's what it's all about. There's no pressures, no tension, just to come enjoy. See, we have 147 vendors that's going to be here. Lots for everybody to do what they want to do, purchase or whatever they want to do. The kids area, it'll be all full of kids, so that's the kids can do whatever they want to do.
Just remember that there is entertainment on two separate stages all day long. So we have a main stage with some adult entertainment, mostly bands, and then we also have a children's stage that will have entertainment on there as well. In the children's area. Like Joe said, we have 147 vendors of all different kinds. At last count, I believe we had 30 different Apple-themed products. Not just baking, not just eating, but
That's what I look
crafts,
for, the eating.
crafts and jewelry, that kind of thing. But we do have definitely a great food court with lots of good food. It's fun! Come and enjoy Apple Fest.
Yeah, come and see us.
St. George is known for apples.
Yeah.
Over the years, we've had many farms that have had apple orchards. There are very few left because most of them have moved into cash crop. But we still have 2 local apple orchards that come to St. George Apple Fest. We have Brant View, which is just north of the village, and we also have Brant Wood, which is just south of town. The climate here and the soil here is excellent for orchards. Saturday night from 6 to 11, we will have a free street party. So this is our thank you to the community for letting us host Apple Fest here and upsetting their weekend. We will have 3 bands playing on the main stage. Our beer garden will be open, and it's on the street. Come and dance to your heart's content. And just remember the 41st anniversary St. George Apple Fest, September 20th and 21st, where there's always something appealing for everyone.
See you at St. George Apple Fest, September 20th to the 21st. Over 170 vendors with main stage entertainment and kids activities. Free parking, free shuttle, and a free Saturday night street party from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's one of Ontario's top 100 festivals, and it's all free. For more information, visit stgeorgeapplefest.ca. See you at St. George Apple Fest. Coming up, rolling out the waste collection in the region of Waterloo. Details about this cart-based program hitting the streets in March of 2026.
Hey, folks. folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs. It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show. If you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Vrooman would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe? Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Summer days, summer nights. Lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting Sober Driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back. Waste collection in the region of Waterloo is about to get easier, cleaner, and more efficient. A green cart for organics and a large black cart for garbage will be delivered to all residents before collection starts in March of 2026. But if you prefer a smaller cart, you need to make that change before September 5th. Olivia from the region of Waterloo shares the benefits of this change to waste collection.
Starting in March 2026, the region of Waterloo will be switching to cart-based collection for garbage and organics. What that means is right now you're setting out bags and a green bin out at the curb. However, moving forward, we'll be using these carts for collection. The reason why we're switching to cart-based collection is because we're at the end of our current contract. So this was the time to kind of get set for the future, bring in a new contractor for the future. And then this was an opportunity for us to change how we do our waste collection to kind of meet best management practices. So what that means is a lot of other municipalities, especially in Ontario, they collect their garbage and their organic waste in carts. And the reason why is it helps with health and safety for residents and the workers. Because you can imagine if you're a garbage staff member lifting up 800 bags of garbage a day, it's very hard work, it's very labor intensive. So we'll be switching to carts, meaning they will be using a mechanical arm that will reach out and actually hug the cart and then lift it into the truck. So it reduces a lot of the wear and tear, slips, trips, and falls, any risks like that to the staff members. And then really nice benefits for residents is that it helps reduce some of the issues people have with litter and pests. So maybe if you've had the experience of animals and critters kind of chewing through your garbage bags overnight, now things will be contained in a cart. Bags are optional in the garbage. You're welcome to use it if you like, just to keep things tidy, but you're welcome to put items in loose as well. Just know that you may have to clean it out. You may have to, wash the cart every so often. The only times we do require bagging if it's pet waste. So make sure that if you're putting it in the green cart, you're using a compostable bag. Talking about the carts, the big changes is that it is going to be happening in March 2026. But right now, as we're getting the community aware and informed, we are allowing residents to choose the size of garbage cart they'd like. So if you make no choice, you just leave it as is. Everybody gets the large garbage cart. It's equivalent to about 3 bags. And then the green cart, which is for organics, is just one size only. So there's no choice there. But if residents decide that the 3 bag equivalency is too big, they don't need the large garbage cart, we have the small cart available. And what you can do, it's about 1 bag or so, and what you can do is you go on our website, regionofwaterloo.ca/carts. We have a little link there for our portal, and then you can sign up to choose a small. So that's where you register, and you do that before September the 5th in order to get that delivered to your household for March. So this is the green cart. This is what you'll be using to put your organics, your food waste in. All households will also get a food scraps container. So this is something that you would put under the sink or on a counter in the kitchen. You fill it up. You can use, again, a compostable bag to line the container. And then when you're ready to empty it, you can put it inside the cart here and just dump it in. One thing that's really neat about the green cart is we have this lock here. And it's really handy because it will help prevent any issues with animals and pests. So right now it's currently unlocked. And then let's say it's your collection night, you're gonna twist it so the cart is locked. And then you can just leave it outside. And then even on collection day, when you roll it up to the curb, you can leave it locked. So it's in the lock mode. Even though it's locked, it won't open until it reaches a certain angle. So when the truck tips the cart and reaches the right point, it will open and it stays locked. So when they return the cart back into its place after collection, it stays locked. So it's really handy that way to reduce any issues with pests or animals. So this is the large garbage cart. So it's equivalent to about 3 bags or so. You're welcome to take a look if you'd like. So again, residents are welcome to use bags if they like, or they can put things in directly. This cart is really handy because if you have kind of unique items that are a little bit big, you have a broken hockey stick, broken umbrella, air filters, they fit really well in here and they can just go right inside the cart directly versus you may have left it outside of your garbage bag previously. So this is really handy that way for some of those unique items. And then here's the small garbage cart. So it's equivalent to about 1 bag of garbage as well. So again, if you decide that you don't need the large garbage cart for your household, you can choose the small on our website, regionofwaterloo.ca/carts. You make that selection before September the 5th.
It's eye-catching, interactive, and a museum on wheels. It's also been out and about at local events and festivals. It's called the Museum Bike, a community-focused initiative that brings the region of Waterloo's history and culture into the community.
The Waterloo Region Museums reached out to me probably late 2024, maybe November, December, around that time. I was very excited about the project because I've never done anything that was 3-dimensional like this. Most of my work is just on a flat surface, whether it's hand painted or vinyl. It's typically just one large surface. Maybe at most I'll go around a corner or something. But this was like a 3-dimensional box with a shelf and a lid that opens up and an umbrella. So there was all these different components to design for. So I found that really exciting. And then also too, I always enjoy learning about the history of the region and going to the museums. And so just that made it all the more exciting for me that there was a potential there to work with them on a project. I hope people kind of notice things at different times and keep seeing something new within it. There is a lot in there. And even just woven into the scene, like part of the imagery that they requested was to have a wampum belt. That was part of the incorporating Indigenous imagery into the design. And so they specifically wanted one that was like just white and dark blue alternating stripes. And so that's included in the design as part of like the hillscape, like it's the scenic imagery that runs through it. Things like that might at first just look like a graphic detail because there's other graphic details in there, just like some circles and shapes like that, but there's a little more meaning behind that specific one. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on at the museums. Like, this is a project that just represents all of the great stuff that's happening in the region. So beyond just the bike itself, which is exciting because there's going to be different activities at it and it's a fun visual piece to look at, it's all the better to actually go to these sites like the Schneider House or the Ken Sealing Museum, McDougall Cottage. I know Dune is not open to the public at the moment, but when it is, go visit it. They're reimagining what the site is going to be like. So that's the most important part, is to actually go and see these sites and see all the work that they've put into them and all of the stuff that's actually happening within the region, because there's a lot going on.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Joel Sherbino and the Paris Community Church helped connect life with faith through their program, Sundays for Paris. Hear sermons, listen to hymns, experience all that the Paris Community Church has to offer. Sundays for Paris, Sundays at 10:30 a.m., right here on Rogers TV.
Hey guys, Steph here from The Cruise TV, the show where we talk about the people and stories behind the coolest cars on the road. Join us on Sundays at 8 p.m.
Hi, Pastor Mark here. Join us each and every week on Sundays. All are welcome, no exceptions. That is St. Peter's Church, every Sunday at 11 a.m. God bless. We'll see you soon.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
In sports, registration remains open for fall football with the Cambridge Lions. It offers programs in under 10, under 12, and under 14 age divisions in the Ontario Fall Football League. There's still spots available to suit up for the Lions this fall.
At the younger ages, especially in fall, it's a lot of new players who never played before, so we get them introduced to the sport. We are a competitive program. We play in Tier 1 in the fall. So it is about player development, skills, football knowledge, introducing them to all of the stuff related to football. Obviously getting them in the tackle side. Safety is a big focus for making sure they know how to tackle properly and get tackled properly. And then, yeah, outside of football or just non-football specific stuff, a lot of fitness. We talk about nutrition, getting kids active, really just falling in love with the sport and progressing up to the 14 level and then eventually into our varsity program in the summer. I think it's about obviously good coaching, experienced guys. We're always talking between the 10s and 12s with the 14s, what we're doing. Trying to set them up so that when they move to the next level up at U16, U18 into the high school ball, that they're well prepared and they know the game and they know like the fundamentals obviously, but also the technical, more strategic side of the game and what we're trying to do with offensive and defensive packages. But it starts at U10. We try and get them learning the same stuff from 10 up to 12, up to 14, and then into the varsity side.
For more local sports stories, check out 519 Sports Online. Darren Stevenson and his team work to bring our community stories about local athletes. Visit 519sportsonline.ca.
There's still time to enjoy boating season as summer holidays start to come to a close. In this next story, we introduce you to a Waterloo-based company that has developed a flying electric boat. It has taken advanced technology and developed it with aviation-inspired boating. Take a look.
This started with my passion for being on the water. And, I've had the family cottage up in the Kawarthas for as long as I've been around. And after my last venture, where I was one of the co-founders at Arion Labs, we started with tech entrepreneurship, commercializing drone tech really early out of the University of Waterloo. Had a successful exit from that in 2019. Had a bit of time to get back to the cottage life, wanted to get out on the water, and just felt this huge disconnect between that clean tech experience that we now have in the automotive space. Driving EVs, I never go to the gas station, I never have to change my oil. Found myself wanting to get out on the water at the lake, and now I'm driving my EV to the gas station to buy gas for the boat. Right. I need to do an oil change. And I said, why don't we have the same thing happening in boating that we do in automotive, where everything is clean tech, we're not polluting the environment, especially when we're out on that crystal clear lake, and we're seeing people emitting gas and oil into the lake whenever anybody's filling up their boat with a jerry can. You get this oil slick at the end of the dock. Yes. And I wanted to solve that. And I really saw this awesome opportunity to take some of the experience that we had from the drone space, the engineering and the development there, which translates directly into the marine space, where we can build clean tech solutions, bring the experience that we had there for a better experience for boating, and really to look after the environment as well. So we've been working at this for about 5 years in the marine space, but really building a lot on the last 20 years of experience that we've had from electrification and flight control in the drone space. The intersection there really came from my understanding that when we got into marine electrification, and the reason that only about 2% of boats today are electric is because it takes so much power to push a boat through the water compared to driving a car down the road. So just replacing the drivetrain, which would be fairly straightforward, and you can put an electric outboard on your boat, doesn't give very good performance because you end up with really limited range and limited speed because it takes so much power. And it was that intersection of the decades of experience that we had in the drone space and understanding flight control, performance, optimization, building a boat which could fly over the surface of the water with a hydrofoil is really the innovation that we're bringing here. And that's been in the works for decades. I really feel like that hydrofoiling high performance boat is really going to reset the expectations of what electric can be on the water. It's better in every dimension.
Still ahead, growing wealth. Meet the podcaster behind the local talk.
Hi, Pastor Mark here. Join us each and every week on Sundays. There is a place for you here, a place to explore, a place to dream, a place to journey, and a place to belong. All are welcome, no exceptions. That is St. Peter's Church, every Sunday at 11 a.m. God bless. We'll see you soon.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
I am Gagweg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post.
Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God's sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. That's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Finally for us, a podcaster from the Royal City is shining a light on the people and the places in Guelph.
Welcome back to Growing Guelph. I'm your host, Jordan Sloggett.
When I started the podcast, the first episode came out in November of last year. So it was like right after the US presidential election. And like a lot of people, I found that my attention was so focused on these big national issues. And I was feeling disconnected from the city that I live in Guelph. And I was trying to think of like, okay, well, what if I put together a show that just focused on Guelph? I wanted to put together a show that let me connect with people doing interesting things in Guelph and the community and have them sit down and talk about it. One thing I think I've discovered is that everyone has an interesting story to tell, and that lack of interest or thinking that something isn't interesting is just a lack of like the desire to dig into it. And that if you really get talking to people, like you can unearth, I don't know, people are fascinating. I'm always interested in people. It's small wonder that my episodes are often over an hour long. I know I could edit them down to be a tight like 30 minutes of the most interesting content, but that's not why I listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts to be a fly on the wall for interesting conversation. So the very first episode was with Jay Wilson of Jaywalking Tours. I had the CEO of Hillside, which is like a Guelph institution. I've been able to speak to our newly elected member of parliament, Dominique O'Rourke. I've spoken to a couple other political people. I hope to speak to more. Well, we don't have a local newspaper anymore. And I think today's day and age, everyone is being led to, this way and that way by algorithms and AI and by highly paid people who are trying to sway your opinion one way or another. I think there's a lot of value in just finding out more about something that's happening in your city, that's happening, potentially a few kilometers away from where you are. And I know it's been beneficial for me, and I feel so much more connected to the city by just, I've had 30 episodes. It's interesting because you sit down with a stranger and you have over an hour long conversation, and you don't leave friends, but you're definitely more than strangers when you walk away from that. And I think there's something to be said about sitting down and connecting with people, and hopefully there's some benefit to being on the other side of that and getting to listen to those conversations too. I mean, it's a small show. I currently don't make any money off of it or anything like that, but I hope there's some demand for it. And I've been listening to podcasts for a long time, so I'm largely just trying to put together a show that I would like to listen to. And I think in that case, I've been successful.
And that's our show for this edition of Your Region This Week. Thanks for watching. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons, and I'll see you again.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Kitchener's perfect music mix is on Chime 96.7. So every song is someone's favorite song. On Chime 96.7.
Survey says Celebrity Family Feud is wild. Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
We get some answers I didn't even know you could say on TV.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your